Well, as we get to the end of the Sports Fix on this Thursday, we're in our home stretch now, so it's time for Courtney and her Sports Express.
All aboard the Sports Express, your ticket to sporting news.
Well, look, of course we're going to cross our fingers and toes and hope that Australia absolutely dominates at the Tokyo Olympics, but chances are that might not necessarily be the case, particularly when it comes to women's soccer. The Matildas, although they desperately want a medal, their ultimate long-term goal is bringing Australia into an absolute powerhouse for the 2023 Women's World Cup. And even the coach is saying, you know what, the girls, they're a bit battered and I just don't think they're ready to take home even a bronze, like just no medal at all in the Olympics, and certainly based on their performance in the last few matches, it is highly unlikely that a medal will happen, which is sad. It's, you want to know that Australia is in great form and that we're absolutely dominating, but I guess if they don't dominate this year, then fingers crossed that they do by the time they get to 2023. In cricket news, former Zimbabwe captain Heath Streak has been given an 8-year ban. Surely that means his career is over. This is for breaching cricket's anti-corruption code. He's been charged with 5 breaches of the code for disclosing inside information and facilitating the introduction of players to a corrupter during his time as coach of Zimbabwe and other various domestic teams, including the Indian Premier League, Bangladesh Premier League and the Afghanistan Premier League. Of course, he's 47 now, so it's an 8-year ban. Well, I guess he can still coach other teams, maybe. Is he going to get employed? Maybe not. Who knows? He denied the charges, of course, and sometimes that just makes it worse. But he will not be able to take part in any cricket activities until March 2029. And finally this morning in NBA news, how's this? Shaquille O'Ne has donated $45,000 to struggling restaurants in Atlanta alone. Look, he's just like a giant teddy bear, isn't he? Shaq, absolutely love him, and how can you not when he does something like this? I mean, he retired, what was it, back in 2011? But he's become famous in sort of later years for his random acts of kindness. He started up a employee relief fund. $45,000 is what it's worth, and he's pledged these funds to Restaurant 10 as a part of his Shaq Gives Back series on the Bleacher Report. And of course, this is all due to COVID-19 and the fact that the hospitality industry has just been absolutely slammed. And what a wonderful way to just give back a little bit.
Good on Shaquille O'Ne for giving back even a little bit. Any of us, if we can give back to help our local community, especially through these trying times that we've been in, it certainly helps, and it means a lot for all as well. Just before we get on out of here on this Thursday evening, having a look at a couple of birthdays. Dara Torres, the US swimmer, the only American swimmer to win swimming medals at 4 consecutive Olympics and to compete at 4 Olympics, won 9 Olympic medals, 4 of them were gold overall, and Dara Torres turning 54 today. Willie Mason, the New Zealand rugby league player, he's an Aussie and Tonga international, turning 41, played for Australian clubs the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, with whom he won the 04 Grand Final and the Clive Churchill Medal. Also played for the Sydney Roosters, the North Queensland Cowboys, Newcastle Knights and the Manly Sea Eagles. An event that occurred on this day in 2013, it was the Boston Marathon, but we probably remember it more because of the bombing that occurred nearly 3 hours after the winners crossed the finish line. 2 explosions occurred, 3 spectators were killed and over 200 people injured. It was on this day in 2013. Well, whatever you're doing with your sport, remember that the Flow Sports Show is back tomorrow between 4 and 7, covering local football and netball right across the Flow region. If you're on your way to training tonight, have a good one. Have a great weekend playing sport wherever you may be right across the network. And be listening out to the Sports Show tomorrow between 4 and 7, repeated Saturday mornings between 8 and 10. And we'll be back on the Sports Fix with you next week, looking at a movie that's being out about a football club and also chatting with the Deputy Chef de Mission of the Australian Paralympic team. So that's a couple of highlights to look forward to next week on Flow Sports Fix. As we get it right. Oh, it's tired. I've had a big day and my coffee's gone cold, so I need it to get me home. Have yourselves a wonderful evening. We'll look forward to bringing you more local sport results and other matters with sport next week right here on the Sport Fix. If you've got a sport and you want to be a part of the program too, hey, we talk snooker, we talk roller derby, we'll talk anything. Get in touch with us. Just contact me here here at Flow through our Facebook page, Flow FM Australia, or through the email news@flowfm.com.au. Take care and we'll talk again soon. Good luck, whatever sport you're playing.